begin in Lebanon, where the government is now making concessions after days of protests. The Prime Minister has agreed on reforms to help ease the country's financial crisis. The government is scrapping a proposal to tax WhatsApp calls, which sparked nationwide protests that began on Thursday. The new measures would also cut lawmakers' salaries potentially in half and force banks to inject more than $3 billion to reduce the country's deficit. Our Ben Wiedemann is in Beirut.
It's the drumbeat of revolution, banging in Beirut and across Lebanon. For the fourth straight day, the protests continued, each day bigger than the day before. The atmosphere is jubilant.
Chile is extending the state of emergency to cities in the north and south. Rioting continued in spite of a curfew imposed for a second consecutive night. Protesters clashing with police in many areas of the capital, Santiago. 8 people are known to have been killed since the unrest began on Friday, as Freya Cole reports.
Soldiers on the streets of Santiago for the first time since the end of the military dictatorship. The curfew to end unrest has been extended for a second night. Protests began after a rise in ticket prices for the capital's metro, a decision which has been reversed. But anger has widened amid the huge inequality between the rich and poor. Parts of Santiago's transport system have been destroyed, but on Sunday, residents helped with the cleanup.
Would have been nice if everyone had come out and banged on pots and protested other ways, but this? Not even during the time we had the conflict with Pinochet did we touch the metro, because we knew the metro was for us. And look at this now. Sad. This is sad for all of us, that we're here helping to clean up.
Several people have died and there's been mass arrests as looting and riots have spread across the country, despite the return of the troops, the curfew and a state of emergency. Chileans continue to express their anger. Freya Cole, BBC News.
实际上，我们看到香港发生这些街头暴力，已经被其他国家所复制了。我们看到在西班牙的加泰罗尼亚，我们看到在伦敦的公共设施上，我们看到在智利的街头，西班牙的加泰罗尼亚的一些人就公开表示，我们要让加泰罗尼亚成为第二个香港，要借鉴香港这种。这个
Video just into our newsroom. This video right here shows an off-duty Orange County Sheriff's investigator pulling a gun on a group of teens at a San Clemente skate park. Excuse me. An internal affairs investigation is underway right now. The mother of one of the teens told Eyewitness News the man did not immediately identify himself as a law enforcement officer. The confrontation allegedly started over loud music and then escalated. The investigator has been put on administrative leave, according to the Orange County Sheriff's Department, and they released this statement. Orange County Sheriff's Department employees are expected to conduct themselves with professionalism on and off duty, officials said in their statement. We take this incident seriously and will fully investigate.
Moving on now to our big story this morning, a push to shift the culture at UConn. Some students are demanding racism and hatred be addressed after 2 students were arrested for allegedly shouting racial slurs through a campus parking lot.
Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Carolina Cruz is live at UConn's campus and stores where students are leading that charge. Carolina?
Especially students of color who say they know what it's like to be called the N-word, but they say that it's never happened to them in a place where they live and study, only in passing. And they say that unless the culture here changes, nothing will, they want those changes to happen here on campus, including the culture. Charter Oak Apartments, October 11th. 3 people are seen walking through the complex yelling racial slurs. Police arrested 2 of the 3, Jared Corral and Ryan Mukosh, both 21. They are facing race-related charges. Police determined the 3rd person did not participate. Students marched and met with leaders to press the university to bring more diversity to the administration. They want changes in the student code of conduct, saying past administrators have allowed problems to continue. Actions include hiring at least 10 black administrators, faculty, staff, and police officers.
Anti-witches are back just in time for Halloween to cast a spell on President Trump.
The anti-Trump witches.
The ritual has been held regularly since the president's inauguration, planning to recast the spell every time there's a waning moon until President Trump is out of office. The witches say their goal is to prevent the Trump administration from, quote, harming the country.
Tonight, Hillary Clinton pushes her own Russia conspiracy theory. In a recent podcast, Clinton says Russians are grooming a 2020 presidential contender. That candidate is Tulsi Gabbard. Here's Hillary Clinton.
I'm not making any predictions, but I think they've got their eye on somebody who's currently in the Democratic primary and are grooming her to be the third-party candidate. She's the favorite of the Russians. They have a bunch of sites and bots and other ways of supporting her so far. And that's assuming Jill Stein will give it up, which she might not, because she's also a Russian asset.
Okay, so just a fact, huh? Tulsi Gabbard's a Russian asset and Jill Stein's a Russian asset. Out front now, Van Jones, host of the Van Jones Show. So that's how she puts it out there. I mean,
she's playing a very dangerous game.
People warned me in 2016 that my endorsement of Bernie Sanders would be the end of my quote-unquote political career. They said Clinton will never forget that she and her rich and powerful friends, her allies in politics and in the media, will make sure that you are destroyed. Well, there have been countless hit pieces full of smears against me from day one of this campaign. They've tried to destroy my reputation and my lifetime of service because I stood up to them.